Hey, what's up? It's Rome here. Now, I've already reviewed the 3-0 Lord Drakkon figure, as well as the Hasbro Lightning Collection Lord Drakkon figures. But today we have something new from the kind folks at Hasbro, the 1-to-1 scale Lord Drakkon Roleplay helmet. Now, this is not a new product type for Hasbro. They've been releasing helmets and other roleplay items for years now, but this is indeed a new and refreshing item. I believe that this is the first officially licensed Lord Drakkon helmet to hit the market. The fact in itself that this helmet was released is quite remarkable. In case you didn't know, Lord Drakkon is a huge fan favorite character that was not in any of the original TV shows. Spoiler, I mean, it's Tommy, but the character itself, the Ranger of Lord Drakkon, was not in any of the original TV shows, but rather was a part of the massively popular Power Rangers comic book series. And Drakkon was introduced as part of the Shattered Grid series and has been a constant throughout the Power Rangers comic books, even in the newest releases today. Now, he has had multiple costume designs throughout the comic books with multiple helmets. Spoilers ahead if you haven't read the comic books yet, but this helmet is from his second costume. Lord Drakkon is just an evil alternate dimension of Tommy Oliver, who as the Green Ranger kills Rita Repulsa and more or less takes over her armies. After he kills Rita, he kills all the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and fuses the powers of the Green and White Rangers together, and you get this cool ass looking combo of the White Ranger and Green Ranger helmets. Let's get into the helmet. The helmet comes in a box. The box art is okay, nothing too special. It comes with this garbage helmet stand. This is the same exact one as all the other ones, but for some reason this helmet has trouble sitting flat and flush with this. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, which can't be the case because I have all the other ones. So, and they all sit perfectly fine, and this one does not. All right, now the helmet itself is fully constructed of plastic. It has a vinyl-like head strap on the interior. So you have this vinyl-like material on the inside of the helmet strap. You have your adjustments here, as well as adjustments in the front here. The helmet does consist of multiple parts. You have the front of the helmet, you have the back of the helmet, and the gold forehead piece. So this gold forehead piece, as well as this black piece here, these are actually different molds, different pieces that you have to put on the helmet after the fact. So as part of the unboxing of it, I think that's to keep the overall packaging size down. And also, I mean, it would be pretty hard to mold these as part of one piece with all these overhangs. Similar to the other Hasbro Power Ranger helmets released, this helmet does connect via magnets in the vinyl connector piece. So you have your magnets throughout here, on both sides here, and then you have a vinyl piece on the top. It's acting as a connector. Now that vinyl piece can rip, it's somewhat fragile. That's how it's connected. Now this should be able to fit most head sizes. I mean, I have a rather large head. I wear a size 7 3/4 in most hats. And this helmet fits me okay. It's not tight around the head, but I am a full-fledged adult. And so, you know, the length of my face is a little too long for the helmet, so it has to kind of tilt down. The visor is big enough for me to still be able to see through it, but my chin will come, you know, it'll poke out the bottom. Now it is a little big for my 3-year-old son. He cannot really wear it comfortably, even with adjustments in the vinyl straps. That's something to keep in mind if you are planning on getting this thing for a child. This is probably meant for more of the 10 to 14 age group. One thing to note about the internal vinyl piece here, it is a pain. It does tend to fall out. I think it's a rather poor design. It's the worst design on these helmets I've seen so far. Not the actual adjustment piece here, but how it mounts into the helmet. I mean, it frequently pops off and is not the most comfortable thing to wear. And I don't know if I just got a dud, but I don't have that issue with the other helmets. Just wanted to point it out because that is an issue for this one. And outside of that, the overall quality is okay. The gold and silver paint is not as metallic as I think it should be, and the red gem should definitely be more gem-like, more translucent, or at the very minimum, more reflective to give it a shimmery look. It is literally just, you know, red paint. And it does not look like it's meant to be metallic. It's like a red semi-gloss paint over the black plastic. This is black plastic, not paint. And you can tell this gold is gold plastic, and they did the opposite. So this is black plastic, red paint. This is gold plastic with black paint. The overall shape and detail, the tiger eye red parts, so the tiger eyes here on both sides, pretty dull as well. I mean, I would have liked it if they gave it more of a glossy paint or more high quality paint, especially with the price bump on this, compared to the other helmets. And the other helmets are 90 bucks. Yes, this does have a few more molded parts, but I mean, do those few extra parts warrant the extra $40 and lack of paint. I feel like the paint done on some of the other helmets is a little bit better, a little more vibrant. Again, the overall shape and detail of the helmet are great in my opinion. It looks just as imposing as you would expect. There are multiple layers and model details in which give the helmet an extra dimension that just adds to the imposing nature of it. It does stand out on the shelf next to the other Ranger helmets. The extending horn pieces add to the menacing factor and are impressively straight. You'd expect something like this to be warped, but no, these actually look really good. They're really straight. I don't know if you can see that. Really good. Now, getting back to the price point for a second. For a $135 helmet, like I said, it is okay. It is worth mentioning that this helmet is more in line with the cost of the Hasbro Star Wars helmets and is the most expensive Hasbro Power Ranger helmet to date, with the red, blue, and pink Ranger helmets all coming in at less than $100. So I don't know if it's because of the extra molded pieces or, you know, the gold plastic I'm sure costs a little bit more, or if it's just kind of a cash grab because of the popularity of the character. Another standout component of the helmet is the visor, which is a translucent red. It does look awesome, but it does feel a bit cheap. It is extremely translucent, and when I think of Drakkon's helmet, I think of a more mirror red tint. When wearing this helmet, you can clearly see the person inside of it. So as an example, you can see my hand pretty easily there, right? You can see your face when you're wearing this. Now this helmet does have an electronic voice changer, but it is hardly worth mentioning because it is not good. It is on par with any other Hasbro role-play release helmets with voice changing capabilities, wherein it doesn't have much voice changing capabilities. It makes you sound a little more robotic, and it typically does not noise cancel out your actual voice, so it sounds like your normal voice but with a robotic echo. So it's, I mean, it's cool, I guess, for the kids to play with, but otherwise it's gimmicky, and because of the addition of the voice changer, you have these vents here on both sides of the mouth. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but they are pretty noticeable. I think the vents were well placed, but honestly, if they could have shaved $20 off the cost of the helmet and removed these vents, I would have preferred no voice changing capability. But again, I mean, if you're kids and you're playing with this and you're getting this for a kid, my kids do like it. They do play with it. They do turn it on. Something to keep in mind. The helmet does have additional venting in the front as well to help reduce the visor from fogging up. These vents are definitely necessary, as I'm sure anyone who has worn the Legacy Red Ranger helmet knows. But the vents are a little too obvious for my liking. There is also a gap between the helmet and visor as well to provide further air intake and exhaust. And the microphone is up here, or the speaker is up here. Now the paint and quality control can definitely be improved upon, but ultimately I do believe that this is a must buy for any Power Ranger comic or Lord Drakkon fan. Lord Drakkon is a badass character, and his costume is, in my opinion, one of the best in the entire franchise. All versions of Power Rangers, whether it be the 30 different types of TV shows, and the comic books too. Although the Omega Rangers are pretty sick. I think that they should come out with those helmets. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I am considering picking up another one of these things to modify. I was thinking about taking the whole helmet apart, repainting it in a more realistic style, maybe weathering it. So, you know, taking it apart, repainting the gold, repainting the black to make this all more metallic, black more satiny, make all the red more pop, more vibrant, better paint. Thinking about replacing the visor with a less transparent one. So maybe taking this off and either putting some type of mirror vinyl on it. It's translucent, so it's kind of like a one-way mirror. I'm thinking about doing something like that for this. I'm also thinking about replacing the forehead gem with a more translucent crystal-like piece. I may do that with 3D printing, with a resin printer, just going with translucent red, and maybe painting the back of it with the metallic so that it does shimmer and light. I have a couple of ideas. Let me know if you guys think that's something I should do, if that's something you guys want to see. You know, do it, put it up, and maybe do a tutorial on how to do it. Thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos, like and subscribe for future content and reviews. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to pick up so you can see, make me spend my money so that you don't have to, and so that you can make a well-informed purchasing decision. Yeah, again, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.